Good day, and welcome to the Cheetah Mobile fourth quarter and full year 2019 conference call. All participants will be in a listen-only mode. Should you need assistance, please signal a conference specialist by pressing the star key followed by 0. After today's presentation, there will be an opportunity to ask questions. Please note this event is being recorded. I would now like to turn the conference over to Helen Zhu, Investor Relations Director of Cheetah Mobile. Please go ahead.
Thank you, operator. Welcome to Cheetah Mobile's fourth quarter 2019 and full year 2019 earnings conference call. With us today are our Chairman and CEO, Mr. Sheng, and our CFO, Mr. Thomas Jen. Following management's prepared remarks, we will conduct the Q&A section. A presentation of the company's earnings release is already on our IR website. Before we begin, I refer you to the safe harbor statement in our earnings release, which also applies to our earnings conference call today, as we will make forward-looking statements. At this time, I would now like to turn the call over to our CEO, Mr. Sheng. Please go ahead, Sheng.
Thank you, Helen. Hello, everyone. Our fourth quarter revenues were aligned with the management expectations. However, we occurred a non-GAAP operation loss about RMB 200 million in the quarter. Two key factors contributed to this loss. First was our increased investment into our mobile game business, particularly for overseas markets. Second was our strategic investment for AI initiatives. Starting from early January 2020, we would strategically cut down our spending for our overseas mobile game business due to slower than expected progress in launching new games, as well as intense competition in the market. On February 20th, 2020, we were made aware of the fact that Google had disabled our accounts for the Google Play Store, Google AdMob, and Google Ad Management. As a result, our company's apps have been removed from the Google Play Store, and we were unable to generate revenues from Google, which negatively impacted our overseas business. According to Google, the decision was made because some of our apps were not in compliance with Google policies, which has resulted a certain invalid traffic. During the quarter, we engaged in talks with Google to clarify this potential misunderstanding. However, despite making an appeal and providing more information, we were recently notified that Google was unable to reinstate our accounts. While we continue to speak with Google, we cannot guarantee that we will be able to resume these collaborations. Nevertheless, we have already rolled out some measures to adjust the current headwinds. Such measures include the following. First, we have significantly cut costs and expense while streamlining our operations in overseas market. As a result, the corporate level, we expect to reduce our operating loss from the first quarter of 2020 going forward. Second, we will choose to refocus our business strategy onto the domestic mobile internet market. As such, we have brought back both our mobile utility product and the light casual game business. By doing so, we plan to build a robust medium-term growth engine for the company in the coming quarters. Our mobile internet business has already made good progress in domestic market. Notably, since January 2020, our product and game has experienced significant growth in DAUs, user time spent, retention rate, and commercial impressions. This achievement was a result of our proactive efforts to improve our user experience, while also reducing some of our ads in our product. The delay in employees returning to work following the Spring Festival holiday also drove our engagement and user time spent. We believe that our product's recovery of user mind share will help to pave the way for the future monetization in the post-crisis period. Also, in the domestic market, we introduced some premium service for our utility products in the middle part of 2019, which result in our number of paying users experiencing significant growth. For example, the paying user count for Duba antivirus grew by about 60% between December 2019 and March 2020. In addition, all our flagship mobile casual games, including Piano Tiles 2, Rolling Sky, Dancing Line, and Breaking Balls, has already received their gaming license for distribution in China. Third, we will continue to execute our AI strategy to drive long-term growth. The recent coronavirus outbreak has increased customer demand of our robotics products and solutions. Since the outbreak started, we've launched anti-epidemic products for hospitals to relieve some of the pressure caused by shortage of medical personnel and threat of the cross-infection. As of today, our medical robots has been deployed in many Chinese hospitals, including Peking University Shougang Hospital, Beijing Haidian Hospital, Wuhan Huoshenshan Hospital, and Zhengzhou Xiaotangsan Hospital. Notably, we have received high praise from local governments in this area for our initiatives in response to the outbreak. In early March, 4 of our robotics products were nominated for the use in 2022 Winter Olympic Games. We are the only company with the most products being nominated. While it will take a while for our robotics products and solutions to generate material revenues, we have already witnessed an increase in consumer awareness and demand for our offering as a result. On the past several years, we have built a great team, developed a strong balance sheet, and executed a number of successful business transitions. With that in mind, we remain confident in our ability to weather these short-term challenges and rejuvenate our growth in the coming quarter. With that, I will hand the phone over to our CFO, Thomas.
Thank you, Pudong, and good day, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm very excited to have joined the Cheetah Mobile team and look forward to meeting with everyone in the coming months. Now, let's turn our attention to our financial results in the fourth quarter of 2019. Please note that unless stated otherwise, all money amounts are in RMB terms and all growth comparisons are made on a year-over-year basis. Total revenue decreased by 56% to 612 million in the fourth quarter of 2019. Excluding the impact of the deconsolidation of LiveMe's revenue, total revenue decreased by 47% year-over-year in the quarter. As we stated in the previous quarter, LiveMe amended its share incentive plan on September 30, 2019. As a result, we no longer hold the majority voting power in LiveMe and have started to deconsolidate LiveMe's financial results since the fourth quarter of 2019. Let's now look into our results for each business line, starting with utility products and related services. Revenues from utility products and related services decreased by 62% to 299 million in the quarter. Moreover, during the quarter, about 80% of our revenues from utility products were generated from advertising. The decrease was primarily due to the following. First, a decline in our mobile utility product business in overseas markets. Mobile utility product revenue in overseas markets decreased by 69% to 93 million in the quarter, which was mainly due to the suspension of our collaboration with Facebook on the advertising front since December 2018, and a decline in MAU. Second, a decline in our mobile utility product business in the domestic market. Mobile utility product revenue in the domestic market decreased by 70% to 107 million in the quarter, which was a result of headwinds in China's online advertising market. Third, a decline in PC-related revenue. PC-related revenues decreased by 26% to 99 million in the quarter, as internet traffic in China continued to migrate from PC to mobile devices. Revenues from our mobile games business decreased by 13% to 285 million in the quarter, mainly due to a lack of new hit games and the market saturation of our existing hyper-casual games. In addition, during the quarter, about 77% of revenues from our mobile games business were generated from advertising, while the remaining portion of revenues was generated from in-game purchases. Turning to our costs and expenses. The following discussion of results will be on a non-GAAP basis, which excludes stock-based compensation expenses and goodwill impairment. The use of non-GAAP measures in this context will help us to better present the results of our operating performance without the effect of non-cash items. For financial information presented in accordance with US GAAP, please refer to our press release, which is available on Cheetah Mobile's website at ir.cmcm.com. During the quarter, we continued to implement strict cost and expense controls. As a result, total non-GAAP costs and expenses decreased by 36% to $815 million in the quarter, mainly due to our efforts to reduce costs and expenses for our utility product business and the deconsolidation of LastMe. Cost of revenues decreased by 56% to $182 million in the quarter. Gross profit decreased by 56% to $430 million in the quarter. R&D expenses decreased by 22% to $138 million in the quarter. Selling and marketing expenses decreased by 41% to $343 million in the quarter. G&A expenses increased by 40% to $161 million in the quarter, mainly due to the one-time asset impairment charges. Operating loss was $204 million in the quarter, compared to an operating profit of $110 million in the same period of last year. Moving on to each reporting segment. Operating profit for our utility products and related services was $29 million in the quarter, decreasing from $224 million in the same period of last year, mainly due to the decrease in revenue. Operating loss for our mobile games business was $120 million in the quarter, compared to an operating loss of $11 million in the same period of last year, which was caused by the increased amount of investment made into our mobile games business as we continue to launch new game titles. Moving on to our balance sheet. We have amassed a strong balance sheet. As of December 31st, 2019, we have cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash, and short-term investments of $338 million, and long-term equity investments of $362 million. Our portfolio of long-term equity investments include ByteDance, Wi-Fi Master, CodeMall, and other well-known assets, all of which we made early run investments into. Now, let me provide you with our fourth quarter revenue guidance. We currently expect total revenues for the fourth quarter to be between RMB 490 million and RMB 540 million. Please note, this forecast reflects the company's current and preliminary view and is subject to change. This concludes our prepared remarks. Operator, we are now ready to take questions. Thank you.
Operator, we are now ready to take questions, please. Operator?
Yes?
We are now ready to take questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
I can.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. To ask a question, you may press star then one on your touchtone phone. If you're using a speakerphone, please pick up your handset before pressing the keys. To withdraw your question, please press star then two. For the benefit of all participants on call, if you wish to ask your question in Chinese, please immediately repeat your question in English. At this time, we will pause momentarily to assemble our roster. The first question today comes from Thomas Chong with Jefferies. Please go ahead.
晚上好，管理层，这是 Matrix 代表 Thomas 问问题，然后谢谢管理层接受我的提问。我有几个问题，第一个是基于现在疫情的状况，那想请问一下国内和国外的广告投放的趋势改变是怎么样的呢？然后第二个是想问一下今年新游戏的储备，还有就是这个现有游戏的表现。然后第三个问题是关于AI 业务方面。想请问一下管理层现在有对于那个 AI 业务达到收支平衡的时间表吗？谢谢。Thank you, management, for taking my questions. I have a few questions. First question is about the update about advertising trend in domestic and overseas market as a result of COVID-19. And what are the new games in the pipeline under entertainment segment? And how's the performance of existing games? And the increase in time spent at home help the performance of games? And thirdly, about the investment strategy on AI initiative, and when should we expect it to achieve break even? Thank you.
好，我觉得这个问题让 Thomas 回答一下吧。
Okay, so let me answer your first question about the coronavirus effect to our overseas and domestic advertising business, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think first for the overseas advertising business, I think for this year, as we mentioned, because we received the notification from Google that our collaboration with Google was terminated since late February, I think this will be, the biggest impact for our overseas advertising business. For the domestic advertising business, we do see some increase from the user login numbers and users time spent, but I think there was some impact by the coronavirus that some advertisers reduced their advertising budget, at least for the first couple of quarters of this year. So it may have some negative impact for our domestic advertising revenues. So your second question is about our gaming pipelines, right?
Good. Yes.
Yeah, and also the performance of our current games.
Yes.
I would say that, as mentioned in our prepared remarks, the Google event did have some impact also on our gaming business. So for this year, we will be pivoting somehow from overseas market to domestic market for the gaming business as well. So we do have some a large amount of gaming pipelines, but while we transitioning from overseas to domestic, we may need some time to figure out what's the right channels, what's the right strategy for the gaming in the domestic market. And for the current games, like the hot games we used to have, like Piano Tiles, Rolling Sky, Dancing Land, B&B, I think most of them we can see the casual games useful life is reaching to a saturation or maturity, so we may see some slight decrease for those existing games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third question is about the AI and the break-even point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
For the AI business, as we mentioned in the prepared remarks, yeah, we do see some significant, customer demand, especially during the coronavirus outbreak here in China, and we also do want to do something to relieve the pressure by the medical staff, but also because of the people cannot returning to work, there was some impact on both the supply and also the sales side. So I think we may need 1 or 2 quarters to pick up all the orders. If we can, if the coronavirus situation can recover in the near future, we believe we can see some sizable revenue from the AI business. Along with the increase, the forecasted increase on revenue, we may see some, reducing loss for the AI business. But I think for now it's a little bit too early to tell, when it's a plan to break even. But I think as we mentioned, the whole company's operating loss on corporate level will be reducing quarter by quarter compared to the Q4 results. So we remain confident that maybe in another couple of quarters we can see more clear when we can break even. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next question comes from Vicky Wee with Citi. Please go ahead.
Good evening, management. Thanks for taking my questions and wish everyone good health under the pandemic. I have 2 questions. The first one is about the Google collaboration. So does company have any plan B if the Google cooperation cannot resume within short time? And my second question is about the AI investment. So would management please provide some color on the 2020 AI investment strategy and the margin profile? Thank you.
Helen， 你能帮我稍微翻译一下吗？
副总，他们的问题是这样，第一个先问我们的 Google 的海外合作暂停以后，我们下一步的商业化的计划是怎么样的？我们下一步应该怎么办？第二个问题是关于我们的 AI 的业务，他想了解我们 AI 的业务在2020年是怎么样的一个投资的计划，这是他的2个问题。
我大致说一下吧，托马斯补充吧。我觉得在移动互联网端，我们现在的思路是尽可能的在国内聚焦吧。因为中国整个移动互联网市场也足够大。和 Google 的我们会继续的沟通，但是这主要是取决于他们的态度了。短期内我们很难做出怎样的一个预计。反过来说呢，本来工具业务这项业务在安卓体系下已经不够，就对它的系统已经没什么补充了，所以这个工具业务的，其实我们现在游戏收入是工具业务的好几倍在海外。游戏呢，我们可能会通过一些其他的方式吧，去把游戏的一些新的游戏通过合作伙伴的方式或者其他的方式吧，也会发国内。对，然后AI 的投资呢，这个我觉得托马斯来说吧。但我们能看到，虽然疫情暂时减缓了我们在机器人的落地的一些速度，因为不让出差，不让面对面，不让去销售，但现在开始复工复产。这次疫情对整个机器人的是一次教育就是说，其实我们认为机器人落地最核心的是要找到它在哪些场景能比人强的地方。其实我们之前找的场景是能够重复劳动，然后知识库也很多，能够去回答很多专业的问题，比如图书馆啊，比如说商场。但是这次疫情让大家知道，就机器人可以做无接触的体温测温，可以做远程的病房的问诊，对吧？可以去回答简单的问题所以只要随着整个经济大环境的复产复工我觉得我们机器人的落地速度会加快。好，那个托马斯帮我简单翻译一下，然后再补充一下吧，谢谢。
Okay, so I will translate Fu Zong's answer for your 2 questions. First question regarding the business plan after Google's termination of collaborations. So we think on the mobile internet front, our focus will be a domestic market in the future, and China already has a large enough market to accommodate all kinds of players. And on the Google front, we will keep communicating with them, but we cannot guarantee, or cannot predict it when or whether we can be restored to Google Store. And also we realize that for the Android system, utilities apps are no longer a must to have. From our own revenues, we can see that we already have gaming revenues way larger than the utility revenues. So for the gaming, we will also focus on the domestic market. Yeah. So for the AI investment initiative, so during the coronavirus outbreak, our business, AI business, is being kind of delayed because people cannot travel. But once we can see people are returning to the office, and the situation is being recovered as we speak right now. So we do see a great growth potential on the AI front. And also during the outbreak of the coronavirus, we also realized that the scenario that AI can be applied is actually larger than we originally think. So our original scenarios for AI application was in like library, shopping mall, government. But now we realize that robotic products can do way more than that. We can with a robot we can do the remote infrared temperature measurement. The doctors can do remote consultation with patients without being facing the risk of the infection. So we do see a lot of increasing demand for the AI business. Yeah. So we will continue to invest to our AI business and to discover more thoughtful selling opportunities. Yeah, so
Thank you.
Answers your question. Thank you.
This concludes our question and answer session. I would now like to turn the conference back over to Cheetah management for any closing remarks.
Thank you all for joining our conference call today. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
This conference has now concluded. Thank you for attending today's presentation.